tinnitus relief, who to trust, where to go. At Metro Hearing and Tinnitus Treatment Clinic, we focus on considering the whole person when deciding how to manage tinnitus. We don't just look at the ear or brain. We strongly emphasize supporting the overall well-being of the person dealing with this. Why is this the only effective way to provide our patients with a significant difference in what they experience daily? This video is about what tinnitus is like and how to deal with it. We will talk about the different treatments and options available for tinnitus sufferers, especially when it gets intense and reaches severe or catastrophic levels. We will use a reliable scale called the Tinnitus Handicap Inventory to measure how it affects people. To learn more about it, please see our videos about the proper tinnitus assessment and tinnitus handicap inventory scale. So please sit down, relax, and watch our video. This one really can change your life and give you what is known to be priceless: knowledge and understanding of what tinnitus really is and why it is so important to treat tinnitus's presence seriously by searching for the best solution to remove it from the sufferer's life. Please subscribe to our channel and remember to give us a like to encourage us to do even more work to present you with the best proven tinnitus therapies or treatments and the single most important gift of knowledge. Talking about this part of our work, we are very pleased to inform you that we've got some fantastic news to share for all tinnitus sufferers in Southern Ontario. Our clinic is currently providing low-cost consultations for a limited time, specifically for those of you who are suffering from severe or catastrophic tinnitus. To make an appointment, use a link to our website or call our clinic directly. Also, we have decided to offer a special one-in-the-clinic visit-only program to all patients whom we refer to as distant patients, coming from various locations in Canada and the US, especially when local professional tinnitus treatment clinics are not accessible to them. This program is just a continuation of what we used to do for many years, and is built on the successful implementation of the most effective therapies used in our clinic. But going back to the topic of this video. In the year 2023, it is getting harder and harder to find a therapy or treatment place we can trust from the start. There are so many places and people making various claims to have solutions we are searching for, regardless of what would be a real problem. Then on top of all of this, we have a Google search engine with thousands and thousands of places listed and advertised. So the same age-old question, where to go, who to trust, is getting a new meaning. Talking about tinnitus, we have magic pills, herbal remedies, chiropractors, physiotherapists, acupuncture, yoga, hearing aids, with or without masking, and many other options. Now, to make it clear, we will talk about chronic tinnitus, not just noise, but tinnitus, which is known to cause many problems, starting with quality of sleep, but also known to cause difficulties in staying focused or concentrated for a longer time. So please understand this is not just a temporary coming and going away type of tinnitus that does not affect our cognitive and mental abilities, but is established and constantly present in our awareness, causing more and more problems and sometimes even forcing some tinnitus sufferers to stop working. This is why we encourage tinnitus sufferers and recommend the only successful solution to their tinnitus-related problems. So, we are talking again about taking ownership of the tinnitus or decreased sound tolerance condition and doing their own homework. What does it mean? Simple. It means looking for real experts and proven scientifically verified solutions. Once again, we say understanding is the key because only by having a good understanding of what we are dealing with and what tinnitus really is, can tinnitus sufferers make the right choices, looking for help or proceeding with a therapy or tinnitus management program. Doing this, we have to remember that fundamental information to start the search for the tinnitus remedy or relief is available in the form of the Tinnitus Handicap Inventory Scale Score, which can be obtained by filling up the form you can find on the American Tinnitus Association website or Metro Hearing and Tinnitus Treatment Clinic website. The purpose of the Tinnitus Handicap Inventory Scale is to give us the most important and needed information about what we are really having problems with. Is the tinnitus severe or just slight? The Tinnitus Handicap Inventory Scale questionnaire, available on our website, will even provide users with the best options to consider based on the severity of the tinnitus present. Learning about the severity of tinnitus helps to decide which course of action will be the most effective, and sometimes there is no need for special therapies or treatments, but just a bit of proper management to habituate. Also, as we've emphasized many times in our videos, remember that tinnitus resides in the brain. So understanding the brain is the place to finding remedies, relief, and potentially even eradicating tinnitus symptoms, including noise, anxiety, insomnia, disruptions in sleep quality, nervousness, irritability, trouble focusing or maintaining concentration, and difficulties in engaging with important tasks such as reading books, among many others. What are the others, and what is really happening in our brain? What is the connection between tinnitus and other parts or aspects of our life? What about genes? Do they have something to do with it? Some people have tinnitus while others live with severe hearing loss and all kinds of tinnitus preconditions in place. You do not experience tinnitus. Well, sit down, relax, and watch this video. It contains some answers to the many tinnitus questions, but it may contain some questions too. Let's see if we can further demystify tinnitus using the most important and relevant recent scientific findings. Watching this video, please remember to press the subscribe button and give us the like. In this way, we will be certain that our efforts to help you deal with tinnitus are noticed and recognized for their value. For some time now, some research findings have been published worldwide, indicating chronic subjective tinnitus has many similarities with chronic pain. So as we can see, tinnitus is now considered a very important condition. It is not only treated as a separate set of symptoms connected only to the auditory system's internal problems, but also shares similarities with symptoms or manifestations of other conditions. This common understanding of tinnitus symptoms as a warning signal from the brain is gaining new meaning. As we've emphasized in our clinic, tinnitus should be taken seriously, not only due to its annoyance and its impact on our lives, but also as a potential indicator of more serious underlying health issues. This is why a proper medical investigation is always recommended, and some specialists, such as ear, nose, and throat specialists, should be involved in this investigation. Now, there is one more valid question. What about the involvement of psychologists or other specialists? We know very well that although sometimes called an old age disorder, tinnitus has emerged as a serious public health issue worldwide in the last 20 to 30 years, affecting approximately 50 million Americans in various age groups. It is also well known that approximately 10 to more than 20% of individuals who experience tinnitus report severe symptoms that drastically reduce their quality of life. Among American veterans, for example, tinnitus is the number one service-related disability and impacts more than 2.17 million veterans overall. There are more and more research reports published almost every day indicating some other tinnitus-related findings which indicate not only changes in the neuronal networks caused by the tinnitus presence, but also some other factors having an effect on the tinnitus onset, which were not treated seriously or not even recognized at all not that long time ago. For example, stress is often attributed to a cause of tinnitus. And we often see in the clinic that patients complain that their tinnitus worsens after stressful situations. The evidence that stress is related to tinnitus is based on the studies showing high numbers of psychiatric conditions in tinnitus patients. About 10 to 60% of chronic tinnitus patients suffer from depressive disorders, and 28 to 45% from clinically relevant anxiety symptoms. According to the authors of Tinnitus: The Sound of Stress, it has been frequently observed that many tinnitus patients report psychological or psychiatric distress before or during the onset and evolution of tinnitus. Some studies using stress questionnaires on tinnitus patients found a very high prevalence of self-reported stress levels. In the research paper published by GOMA, we learned that among 100 patients with tinnitus, only 25 didn't have stress. 44 had mild to moderate stress, and 31 had severe to extreme stress levels. There seems to be a cause and effect relationship between tinnitus and stress. Stress is often attributed as a cause of tinnitus, and we almost always see in the clinic that patients complain that their tinnitus gets much worse after stressful situations. As we have discussed in some videos already, we can say that auditory, emotional, mnemonic, and attention control networks, parts, and systems of our brain are involved in generating, maintaining, and changing strength, annoyance, and even tinnitus sounds. Even with the best equipment and many centers and scientists working in many universities worldwide, the complete or even good understanding of this abnormal electrical activity that is necessary and sufficient for the generation and maintenance of tinnitus remains beyond reach and is still unknown. This is one of the reasons that the clinic treatment of tinnitus is still largely clinician dependent and based on using what is known as the most effective and successful set of therapies, which are confirmed by research and verified by its scientific background therapy. This is also why, universally accepted by the scientific world for its effectiveness and confirmed on countless occasions by thousands of so-called white papers published in scientific journals, tinnitus retraining therapy with the addition of cognitive behavioral therapy is used in all professional chronic tinnitus clinics, with a ratio of success measured and confirmed to be between 87 and 92% worldwide. In some tinnitus cases, amplification, tinnitus retraining therapy by itself, other sound-based therapies such as Neuromonics Oasis or Sanctuary, Serenade, Widex Zen, or acoustic coordinated reset neuromodulation, or a combination of these approaches, including what is called progressive tinnitus management, were tried and used with different results. While most of these treatment approaches, except for combined tinnitus retraining therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, are effective in reducing awareness of tinnitus, or even sometimes associate distress, they are not considering all aspects of chronic tinnitus, and by doing it, they are not necessarily known to help severe or catastrophic chronic tinnitus sufferers. Also, they can be time-consuming and expensive, and they are not covered by insurance and therefore are only available to a limited population. Various medications have also been used over the years to treat tinnitus. However, none are FDA approved for this indication. Antidepressants, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and tricyclic antidepressants, and anxiolytics are often prescribed off-label. However, whether they treat the tinnitus symptoms or the associated symptoms is still unclear. There is insufficient evidence of the effectiveness as a chronic tinnitus medication that removes tinnitus and its symptoms from the tinnitus sufferer's life. Carbamazepine and gabapentin have also been used, but with questionable efficacy against tinnitus, as confirmed by the research and trial findings. Still, the market for tinnitus-effective medications is rapidly growing and evolving, and with several new compounds in clinical and preclinical development. Like many processes in our brain, tinnitus is not yet fully understood because of its complexity and involvement in many parts of the brain, However, it is known well enough to produce some theories that seem universally accepted and confirmed by countless research findings. It's true that there is no cure for tinnitus, and it may be difficult to find. Still, there is enough information and research findings to produce a solid foundation for some therapies, many of which have been used for over 2 decades now. Professionally, these therapies are utilized when dealing with chronic, severe, or even catastrophic tinnitus, as assessed by the Tinnitus Handicap Inventory Scale. Therefore, when using only one currently effective treatment, regardless of the underlying tinnitus cause, it is recognized that the progression of this treatment can limit the extent of tinnitus symptoms. This includes not only reducing the tinnitus noise, but also reducing the time during which patients are conscious of the presence of tinnitus. Moreover, during even the first stages of a proper chronic tinnitus treatment, and with some activity in our brain, tinnitus awareness, including noise in the ears and other symptoms, is first greatly reduced and then is eventually removed from the patient's awareness as it becomes insignificant. This process will be reflected by decreasing numbers representing awareness of tinnitus during the day. Please note that reducing tinnitus awareness at night will take longer and more effort for the patient with some recommended activities and devices. What follows is used as the last part of the treatment, and this is a therapy which is based on the specialized set of brain conditioning protocols, or in simple words, a therapy designed to initiate the process of removing the connection between tinnitus as a process and the patient's attention or awareness. This is a real benefit of the treatment. The brain ignores the presence of tinnitus to some point because of the greatly reduced and almost removed importance of tinnitus as a process. The mind does not pay attention to it or is otherwise unaware of the tinnitus presence. We are very pleased to inform you that we've got some fantastic news to share for all tinnitus sufferers in Southern Ontario. Our clinic is currently providing low-cost consultations for a limited time, specifically for those of you who are suffering from severe or catastrophic tinnitus. To make an appointment, use a link to our website or call our clinic directly. Also, we have decided to offer a special one-in-the-clinic visit-only program to all patients whom we refer to as distant patients, coming from various locations in Canada and the US, especially when local professional tinnitus treatment clinics are not accessible to them. This program is just a continuation of what we used to do for many years, and is built on the successful implementation of the most effective therapies used in our clinic.